reading.
I'm all broken up here, bitch. I can't work.
Movie insists on an orgy of evidence that Michael Myers grew up in a broken home.
Take that damn thing off.
You know what makes horror movies really good? Delving into the killer's home life when he was a kid, and getting into the deep psychological roots of mass murder.
We were fighting, right? You were there. He was like, oh, I'm not gonna fight. He was like,
The only thing bullies ever do is get into fights and talk about fights they got in. They have no other interests or character traits. Man, years of spy kidding really set this kid down the wrong path. Angry bully who wants to beat up Michael Myers somehow doesn't see Michael Myers staring at him as he walks right towards him. It's hard to believe that anyone in this family would concern themselves with carving a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween. We have deranged kid Michael Myers, the damaged stripper mom, a baby, the slutty daughter, and William Forsythe. Who's carving pumpkins? No one, that's who. Despite the newspaper clipping advertising a topless show, this strip club apparently has a tops-on policy. And this movie isn't PG-13. And Sherry Moon Zombie has never been shy about this kind of thing before. Just kind of curious, that's all. Meanwhile, the movie has no problem showing grown-up Jenny from Forrest Gump topless, or grown-up Jamie Lloyd from Halloween 4 and 5 topless, or, well, let's face it, everyone except Sherry Moon Zombie is topless in this movie. You know, considering the killing spree that Michael Myers goes on after he eats this candy, the candy corn, the circus peanut, it's easy to blame the sugar, or at the very least, the substandard Halloween treats. I've almost completely forgotten about the abuse, neglect, and the fact that he's already killed a guy at this point. And plus, there was this ominous warning from his mother before she left.
Don't eat too much candy.
And all he remembers later is his costume and his candy. Hey, that's creepy. What the f*** are you looking at?
To the untrained eye, there's nothing visually abnormal.
I don't know about that, Sam. A long-haired, blonde 10-year-old with dead eyes? I think I'd go to great lengths avoiding this kid just on instinct. Has anyone else been admitted into this entire hospital? Yeah, let's just turn our back on the psycho killer while he has eating utensils in front of him. And why do they even let this kid have real eating utensils anyway? This kid is eating like corn, peas, and bread. The f*** does he need a metal fork for? And even if he's eating steak, f*** him. 30 seconds of slow motion screaming. Who the f*** does the hiring at Smith's Grove Sanitarium anyway? Also, I guess no explanation needs to be made for drunken rapey rednecks, but I really don't understand what's gained by performing this task in Michael Myers' cell. I mean, why don't you just go ahead and add autoerotic asphyxiation to the mix? So far, Michael has killed only people we wanted to see dead anyway. You almost kind of root for this crazy bastard. Okay, except for now. When you kill Danny Trejo, it's personal.
That's a new paint job. Don't mess it up.
Why does every character that we know is going to die later an insufferable dick when they enter the picture? I mean, is this movie making murder cathartic for us? Maybe we're the real monsters. Now you're f***ing with my head, Rob Zombie. Flipping through a porno mag while taking a number 2. You don't want a boner while sitting on a public toilet, dude. In case you didn't know Michael is doing something really, really violent, the camera shakes on every impact, so it's easy to figure out. Michael doesn't seem the kind of killer to care about a new outfit, really. But I guess there's still some part of him that cares about taking a black man's clothes for his own? Laurie Strode, who we know is Michael Myers' younger sister all grown up, solves the nature versus nurture debate with inappropriate bagel behavior.
Did you ever hear about the Mexican Wolfman?
How could she? That movie isn't for another 3 years, and Benicio del Toro is Puerto Rican.
They have the candy corn, kid.
Movie continues conceit that either sugar or third-rate candy makes you crazy. Wait, he had time to bury all this shit on the floorboards right after he killed his family?
shove the envelope inside the mail slot.
Seriously, what kind of important brochure or document needs to be placed in the mail slot at the old Myers home? Who is this for, and why would it need to be delivered here? Hey, my porch lights are not on, and there are no Halloween decorations around, and I've got machine guns attached to my sprinkler system. Everything about my house says go away. This movie must be absolutely required to have a jack-o'-lantern in almost every scene. What's with these hot chicks banging guys way below their pay grade? First Michael's older sister, and now the hottest cheerleader in the school? Haddonfield must have like 0 hot guys. But you'd think this chick would be nailing a college dude or an assistant professor at Northwestern or something. Hey, cool kill. That's almost exactly like that one from another horror movie I saw a long time ago. I can't remember the name. Anyway, Michael's knife isn't nearly long enough to pin this guy to the wall. And even if it was, his weight would make this morbid arts and crafts project come tumbling down. Wow, Michael got every detail of this ruse down pat. Except the boyfriend was bringing up a 6-pack, not just one beer. Michael Myers is a dick to other dudes' girlfriends after killing their boyfriends. In case you were wondering about where Dr. Sam Loomis got his gun in the first Halloween, here's a completely necessary scene showing you the ins and outs of the purchasing process.
Great, just wrap it up. That's
Also, Illinois has a 72-hour waiting period to possess a handgun after purchase, but Loomis found the one store that doesn't give a f***.
So the Wallaces are finally out of my face?
I'm not sure why Michael came to this house. How did he know where Annie was babysitting tonight? I don't see how he figured this out or even had time to figure it out. He was camped out at his old house. He killed the naughty couple, he came over to the Strode residence and killed Laurie's parents. Now he just magically shows up at this random house where Annie is?
I read your book.
The sheriff apparently keeps a book he hates sitting around on his desk all day just in case the author shows up.
I think you have created quite the masterpiece of a monster off the blood of this town, because monsters sell books.
The disbelieving sheriff is a cliche in movies, but never with so much evidence being ignored. The news of what Michael did at the sanitarium apparently still isn't big news, not even enough to put this hometown sheriff on alert.
Hello, you have reached the Strode residence.
We can't come to the phone.
Ironic happy answering machine message when things are not happy cliche.
Let's go.
The sheriff is now worried that something is wrong because the Strodes didn't pick up their phone. Even with the backstory he provides later, somebody not answering their phone isn't that big of a deal. Why does the blonde-haired kid have to come pick Annie up to drive her a distance she could easily walk and already did walk? Why didn't Annie's boyfriend just come to pick Annie and Lindsay up when they were carrying all that shit over? I mean, Lindsay already knows what Annie and Paul are going to do, so he isn't some mystery to her.
You know you're gonna share something with Paul.
Does Annie ever lock the door, even when she's having dirty, filthy sex with her boyfriend? This is the second time Michael has just wandered into the house without breaking in.
Run home! Go call the police! Go!
You probably will say crazy things under duress, but Laurie tells Lindsay to run home and call the police. They are actually in Lindsay's home right now. Which, and I'm no child psychologist, might confuse a kid, especially in a traumatic situation, but she ends up going to the little boy Tommy's house anyway, and then doesn't appear to remember why she even came here.
How long is it going to take to get there? It's about 10 minutes.
Where in Haddonfield does it take 10 minutes to get anywhere? We've seen people walking all over the neighborhood and to school in less time, and you've been driving forever. Apparently no one in the entire neighborhood is at home tonight, or cares about someone screaming in the middle of the street. And this is after the little girl did it 2 minutes ago. Michael was keeping excellent pace with the limping, screaming Laurie before, but apparently he stopped for a snack during the chase and it took him forever to catch back up. So I guess Lindsay did indeed call the cops, but once they got all the information, why didn't they go to Lindsay's house? You know, where there are actual dead and injured people? Remember, Laurie called the police too. Wouldn't the police lump those two calls together and realize they needed to go to the murder house? But the cops show up here for some reason, just in time to be slaughtered by Michael Myers. What the f*** was Michael waiting for this whole time? Was he actually waiting around for the cops to show up before he broke into this bathroom? Laurie was screaming her lungs out in Michael's arms before, but I guess she fainted between this shot and the next shot. Hell if I know. There still isn't anyone who cares about anything in this neighborhood. Even after the cops showed up and there was even more screaming.
You mother...
Seriously? Your first target was his shoulder? I guess it's possible that the Myers family had a random pool in the backyard, but how do you miss this monstrosity, even if you're running for your life? Clearly, everyone in this neighborhood went to Chicago for the night. In Haddonfield, no one hears you scream, or hears gunshots. If you think Michael is some kind of special boogeyman, wouldn't you wait until the authorities showed up before leaving him in the pool? Even if you think he's 100% dead? Okay, now that you've been let go and there's this whole big wide world for you to run into, you decide to go up the stairs? Sure. Yeah, based on a film you might have heard of and never needed to be remade. You might want to look it up sometime. Beyond useless 8mm films of young Michael Myers doing stuff. Three of them there, plus a window decoration. One on top of the fridge, plus decoration on the fridge. Same fridge, same ones, but two more decorations. Also, there's one on a cereal box faintly on top of the fridge, and one on a newspaper on the kitchen table peeking out. There's another one behind William Forsythe on the stripper newspaper clipping. 6 decorations. On the TV, plastic one on the chair by the front door. Plastic one. Could be the same one from earlier, but in a different scene. Someone walking behind Michael with a different plastic one. Yet another kid with a plastic one to collect candy. 3 real ones in the front yard, 2 decorations on the house, and 1 more plastic one for candy. Decoration mask in Michael Myers' cell on the right side. Decoration on window, real one on the filing cabinet, and blurry decoration on filing cabinet. 2 in the yard, plastic one on the porch. 2 already counted, 4 in the other yard. Another one on the porch, almost hidden to the right of the door. Decorations on front porch steps, 6 in the corner behind Michael Myers. 3 at the house across the street. That one, plastic one in the van. Real one on the table behind the couch. 3 paper craft ones in the gun store. Background decoration behind car. Rear view mirror, 2 of them. Shelf, 2 on the stairs, 1 orange Christmas light one in the bushes. Real one in foreground, decorative centerpiece on table, real one on table, 2 decorations in the background, and another small real one shows up on the table. Decoration in real one as the camera passes, plastic one in decoration as it goes further. Plastic on the outdoor table, 2 in the background, Annie carrying one, 4 glowing ones in the yard, 4 on the porch, smash one on the street, glowing decoration next door, smash one on dead guy, background kitchen, 2 on the porch, 1 next door, 2 more on the porch as Laurie runs for her life. In the Myers death trap, during credits before casting, during credits before Danny Trejo credit, 1 before Udo Kier credit, 1 before William Forsythe credit.
so I can fly far, far, far away from here.
These eyes do not see what you and I see. Behind these eyes, one finds only blackness.
You needn't take it any further, sir. You've proved to me that all this ultra-violence and killing is wrong! Wrong and terribly wrong!
The fingers you have used to dial are too fat. To obtain a special dialing wand, please mash the keypad with your palm now.